smoke and the dust are so thick, it's making it impossible to see much of anything. It's really hard to see because they're keeping everyone away from the site. Rescue workers are being allowed in, and we haven't received any official...
Welcome to Marantz Rantz, no advice on finance. Spin the wheel and take a chance. Get an NFT and a little education. The system got undertow, that knowledge is flotation. You wanna learn? Well, you came to right place. You pumping AMC, might get slapped in the face. Get your due diligence, know who the villain is. Don't be a sheep when the shepherd's carnivorous. So come learn, laugh, and maybe you win big. And listen up, y'all, the wheel is not rigged. Everybody get a chance in the live chat. Kyoto spin wheel, you win just like that. Retail fight back and this retail winning. Y'all just wait, man, this is just the beginning. All fellow simians, GME group singing the truth. We just chillin', infinity pool swimming. So welcome to Marantz Rantz. A lot of knowledge but no advice on finance. Don't even need pants, you can tune in naked like Henny the Mayo Man. Internet's most hated. Don't wanna lose your money, then it's time for you to listen. If you're ignorant, invest in AMC, a superstition. The stream about ready, they told us to don't dance. I do what I want. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. 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 Welcome to Marantz.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Marantz Rantz. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. I thank you for the thumbs ups, guys. I thank you for all the love and support of the channel. It is a Wednesday night here in sunny Southern California. I know that it was kind of cold, not really cold. I mean, what's cold to me? 70 degrees, 60 degrees. To the people around here, me, I just take it. I handle it. But thank you so much for showing back up tonight, guys. Tonight will be a full, complete show. No bullshit, real info, everything you need. And every now and then I do those shows where I'm giving back to the people and we're doing all that. But there's some nights where you got to get educated. Some nights where you got to learn some things. And tonight's that night. So all music aside, all jokes aside, we have a lot to talk about. The first thing we have to talk about is the update. Well, oh my goodness gracious. The update of Benzinga. Benzinga ads came out, guys. One free membership, by the way, for the show right there for Fishy. Thank you so much, Fishy. Appreciate you. I'm sure Josh was happy. Benzinga came out with this article, guys. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I'm just going to talk about it for a bit. And it gave GameStop a price target from $11 all the way to, I don't know, 80, 120, who knows. It's where no one's willing to put the true price on the line because for fear of being wrong. This is the number one factor. I was actually asked this question today, and I didn't answer it completely because I don't feel confident in explaining GameStop's value to anyone. I don't think people can comprehend what it means when we say things like zero debt. And they go, well, wait a minute. What do you mean zero debt? They have debt. Yes, but it's at 0%. Right? So let's just use the rephrasing. We talk about margins increasing. The gross profit margin has increased every quarter over the last X amount of the trailing 12, right? Whatever it may be, trailing 12 over the last 6 quarters has increased margins. Phenomenal. But the part that really sets GameStop apart from everyone else, the little minute difference is this. There is no analyst that covers GameStop. So when the world can explain to me, and there are 4,000 financial bros out there. I have over 15,000 here in the chat. I have another 7,000 over there on Twitter. I want to know. You guys all have access to me. All you Twitter bros that watch the show, I know who you are. You're all from New York. You're all from Chicago. You're all in there. You're in my DMs. You're in Canada. I don't care. Tell me why no one covers GameStop. And don't tell me, oh, it's because they don't give out public information or that. No, they do give out information. They give out their letters. They go ahead and do their 10Qs and 10Ks on time. I've got companies out here that get ratings, and they don't even give out 10Qs and 10Ks. They're on delay. They're looking for auditing firms. They're out to lunch. Not GameStop. GameStop's on time like clockwork. We say, okay, they're going to make an announcement. 8K comes out, says, our earnings are in 10 days. Boom, that is now 6 days, by the way. And they're going to perform, and they're going to give you the numbers, and they're going to be great. They're going to be above and beyond. Above and beyond. But no analyst covers GameStop. So tell me why this Benzinga article that I was reading yesterday gave GameStop a 99.31 growth score. Are you listening? That is a near perfect growth score. I don't care. You mean to tell me that GameStop is set up for the biggest amount of growth you will ever see? Now, I saw it. I get it. Me. And I don't want to just say I here. I hate that. We 51, Team 51, we the elitists, whatever the hell you want to call us, GME elitists. We saw GameStop's balance sheet. Now, yes, I took my life to explain it to you day in and day out, pound your head on it, let you understand it. Because when everybody told you that they were losing money, GameStop loses money, they don't make a profit, they're a terrible investment. That was in 2022, 2023, 2024. I had people in my chat, in my DMs, on the show calling in saying we're all losers. This is not how you invest. They're losing money. They're terrible. Operationally, they will never make a profit. Yahoo Finance actually typed that up and put it out, and I don't forget shit. I got a memory like an elephant, babe. So I'm telling you now, when they said they would never make a profit operationally, remember that, Tony D? I remember you saying the same damn thing. They only make money via interest. Well, look at now. Look at how the tides have changed. But you know what? Let's talk about the growth. 4 years ago, when we looked at this stock, they were losing $300 million a year. And I came in here and I told you guys, I don't believe it. I said, no, that can't be true. And I'll tell you why. Because GameStop was paying all of their bills up front. They were paying it in advance. It would let me explain it to some people here who don't understand finance or who need to see it on a smaller number. It would be like you and your spouse saying, you know what, hon? We're going to pay off every vehicle. We're going to pay off our home. We're going to pay off every debt that's owed. The only debts we're going to have in this company or in this family are going to be the food we consume. How rich would you be? The money doesn't change. The money's still coming, but we've shrank the family. We actually kicked all the leeches out. How efficient would you be? How rich would you be if you didn't have a mortgage, if you didn't have car payments, if you didn't have extra mouths to feed, some overpaid executive mouths to feed? How rich would you be? And I tell you this because 4 years ago, I was saying these things. I was saying, GameStop clearing out the cabinets. GameStop, they're actually transitioning, pivoting, they're working on margins, they're restructuring, they're doing all the things that private equity would do if they were going to destroy a company and load it up on debt. You know what GameStop did? The complete opposite. The complete opposite. They restructured and they loaded up on what? On investments. They did an offering. They didn't go get a bond. They didn't go get a bond with an interest rate that they couldn't afford. They did an offering first, and the offering was a taste. You ever been a chef? You ever let me check the temperature first. Let me see what it feels like out here. Let me see what this tastes like. How much did we put in there? $4 billion? They bought it all. It was great. All right, cool. We got anybody else? You guys want to give us some money? Okay. Well, here's how we're going to do it. Give us some money now, and we'll let you in 7 years later, 5 years later. $4 more billion. It's quite coincidental, huh? I know. So here's why I bring it up. Because 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when we were reading the filings, we all said, well, GameStop really makes money. They're actually pretty profitable. Running with Bears, Tony De Niro, numbnuts anywhere in America, they go, no, that's not right. They actually don't make money, Marantz. Do you see the numbers? And I go, no. They're hiding things in the SG&A. They're hiding things. Look at me. Anybody remember the words? I said, they're hiding things in the SG&A. They're sandbagging numbers. They're going to annualize on these programs, and they're going to be profitable. Whoa, what? That's illegal. You couldn't do that. It's not illegal. It's not illegal. In the world of not knowing, you CPA financial bros, you guys don't have a clue. You can read a sheet. You don't know how to make one. That's the difference. So, as we're reading, and you see the commitments to Immutable X, and you see the commitments to shutting down stores, and what we call adjusted EBITDA, the one-timers, I start reading the fine print, and I go, okay, GameStop, they came in at $6 million of profit. You guys remember that year, 2023? And everybody goes, yeah, 2024? They go, oh, man, they finally made a profit. Oh, my God, $6 million. You're an idiot. They only made $6 million, Marantz. Yeah, divided by the shares, their EPS was 1 cent, 1 penny a share. What are you talking about? What's that PE ratio? 2,000? Yeah, you can make fun of me, but I told you 6 million was going to turn into 100 million. Matter of fact, it turned into 131 million because we cleaned the sheet and we pushed out for growth. That's why Benzinga is giving us a 99.31 growth score, meaning we're damn near perfect. We're ready to rock. So then you go ahead and fast forward this year, 131 on profit, and then you go, okay, how far are you going to go? And you go back and you go, hold on, Marantz said this 2 years ago. Marantz said they're going to go ahead and develop a program. Watch this. They're going to develop a program. They're going to annualize on the number. Anybody remember that quote? I'm not a damn genius. I just build the sheet. I don't just read them. So they're going to annualize on the number, and they're going to increase where they need to, and they're actually going to make better margins. Margins are going straight up because you streamline. You understand your business. You understand your product. You understand the logistics, the bread and butter. So there you go. There I was saying they're going to make more money. So I came out with a number, and I said, they're going to make $400 million this year, from $100 million to $400 million. And then somewhere in there, GameStop did the unthinkable, and they raised another $3 billion. And I was like, what the hell's going on? Holy shit. You guys ready for this? Yeah, $600 million. That's where they're headed. After quarter one, after quarter two, you're looking at, you're approaching $1 billion on profit. And these kids will never understand what's going on because I was reading Dr. Michael Burry's assessment of Palantir, and we're going to go over it tonight. And he had said that it doesn't matter how much they make in profit, they keep awarding their shareholders shares, and it's at the dilution rate of insiders faster than the actual earnings they're making. So it's counterintuitive, and it cancels itself out. And I was like, this is awesome, because this is what I've been saying and thinking in my head the whole time. If you guys have been here, said, well, companies are spending more on CapEx and share buybacks to emulate a stock price and a demand for that stock. It's not true. That's why I sold Costco shares at 900 plus and said, no, I don't believe it. I don't believe the value of a company. Now, listen to me if you want to or not. But I've worked for the company for over a decade, almost a decade and a half, and their value can't change because they added 100 stores. Their value can't double because they added 100 stores, because I looked at the growth and it's not correlated. It doesn't connect. I said, that's not true. They didn't raise their membership price until this year. So now they have annualized gains of a small percentage of increase, but they operate on a 13% margin on products, and their 72% is what they actually operate off of membership fees. So what are we doing? We're not doing the numbers you say you are, Wall Street. But then I also look at blue chips. Go look at blue chips. And not saying Costco's not a blue chip, but let's go look at Mag 7. The build out for infrastructure, right? The build out for data centers, the build out for the commitments via OpenAI at $1.4 trillion. Sam Altman calling for a code red this week. He goes, oh my God, guys, everybody's catching up. Gemini's catching up. Perplexity's catching up. DeepSeek's catching up. We got to do something here. What are you going to do? Here's the real story about AI, if you guys are paying attention to this market and why it's going to absolutely fall down on itself. You can create all the demand via smoke and mirrors. You can create all of the value that I see on Wall Street, but there are no dollars to consume it. I can sell 1,000 trucks tomorrow to whoever says they're going to buy them. I can't build them. I can't build them, and guess what? I never could. I lied. Hey, you want to buy 1,000? I got 1,000 to sell you. That's AI. We got all these chips. We got this infrastructure. We got these data centers. They're going to build out data centers, right? The demand is there. Where's the power? Do you have an outlet? Can I plug it in? There's not enough outlets. Oh, guess what? You bring me 1,000 DJs to this house, and we're going to rock, baby. Wait a minute. How many extension cords do you have? How much square footage do you have? We don't have enough. What the hell? This is the problem. Guys, the build out of the railroads bankrupt railroad companies. Someone came in, scooped up, and bought them all up for pennies. That's the way this country's run. The build out for the internet, fiber optics, laying down the wires, everything they do, digging up everyone's home and yard and putting in all this. Great. Everybody has wireless. It wasn't the company you buy it from. Somebody went in, leveraged themselves, and went bankrupt for it. Now, who cares? Because it only cost the shareholders money. The executives got rich. The board of directors got rich. Everybody got rich. That's the story. That's the game you play. Jensen Huang and Alex Karp, billionaires. What was said by Michael, I don't know if we'll go over it right now, but Dr. Michael Burry says, Palantir's billionaire ratio to their market cap is unlike anything you've seen. They've created more billionaires out of their insiders than market cap that they actually are worth. Is that shocking? That's mind-blowing. That's why their 500 PE ratio is there. 400, 500. Please don't short a company that's successful and great for America. Bullshit. You're selling it. That's what's happening in America today. So I want to draw you back to the question. Marantz, what puts GameStop apart from everything else, or why do you invest in it? Well, their growth score is 99.31. There's no analyst that covers it, and they're ready to rock. They're doing everything right. Every product, the execution of it, the sale, the promotion, wouldn't matter at the highest level. In a shortened holiday season. I love that. I love that. Christmas is here. Chris says they're scalping Pokemon. Let's do that. Let's have that conversation. This is for the stupid guy in the chat named Chris. Here, Chris, I'm going to pull up the whiteboard for you, okay? So GameStop selling the one product, you say that it's oversold, a destination product, a Charizard. You know, they're not scalping there, but I got you, okay? They're scalping. That's what you say. So it's $199. That's your cost. We don't know their cost, but we know MSRP allegedly is $119 to everybody, okay? Now, GameStop comes out here and buys out all the inventory in the world where no one else has it. They've pushed the market up where Amazon is selling at $199 and TCG is selling at $199 now. Sorry, are they scalping it? Or did GameStop just set the market? Oh, okay, cool. So now there's some margin involved in there. Now ask yourself, you're running a business, there's complete demand, everybody wants this destination product. They can choose not to buy it. GameStop sits on the product. Out-of-date cards sell at what? Elevated pricing than $199. It'd probably be $350 by 2 years from now. So do they really lose anything? They don't lose a single dollar. GameStop doesn't. They could buy as much as they want, price it as high as they want. Doesn't matter. But here's the problem that you're not understanding, or here's the best part about it. GameStop sells some, because there are 6 types of people in this world, right? And which one's this one? The FOMO, the fear of missing out. This is the one, they got to have it first. So there's somebody who's coming in, got to have it first. There's going to be another person that comes in for the fear of pain or the fear of letting someone down. Well, all the fears in the world, right? Last minute shopping ideas. I can't get a gift. I don't know what to buy. I'll do it. Okay, it's good. So the leverage of the shortened holiday season, remember, I just told you this. Holidays this week is shorter time frame. We now are creating demand. We have the product. We set the price. This is business. This is not feelings. It's business. And all you people out there bitching and crying, go run a $1 billion business and we'll have a talk. Now, when GameStop says, oh, wait a minute, I got an idea. It's January. We're doing an after Christmas special. We're going to lower the price to $149 and come down $50. GameStop's losing $50 a product. I'll remind you, $119. We're still up. We're still up 30. Oh, man. Clearance pricing. Oh, it's on clearance. Must be a pro weekend. Come in and get them while you can. Well, what's left? You guys are rookies. Rookie-ass chat. It wouldn't matter. You don't understand. You don't know the Macy's model. Buy a sweater, sell it for full price, give it 20% off. You still think you got a deal. Take 50% off. You still think you got a deal. Take 80% off. You still think you got a deal. You don't even know what they paid. Best part about retail, you don't know what they paid. So they didn't pay $119. Nope. All for the right reasons. So you'll understand one day. One day when it's time to invest in a failed company, and I'll take my winning company called GameStop and Ryan Cohen and the leadership team. Okay? Cool. You know, this guy says Costco's going to have them for $89. Yeah. Costco's going to lose money. Those are dollars lost. Costco doesn't make money off a product. You think they care? Look at me. They don't make money off a product. It's like a 13%, and that's at a loss. Why? Because you pay more employee benefits than you do on anything else. It's not why they have them. They don't care, not one bit. What happens when they sell them at $89? The resale price goes right back up to $199. You're going to buy all of Costco's in what, one day? They'll have inventory for half a day. That's it. Good luck on it. Me, I support my investment because I know that they understand business. It's a different business model. Anyway, back to where I'm at. Got a lot to talk about tonight. So I wanted to talk about the growth score, the 99.31 that GameStop came in at, and how that's damn near perfect. So if you don't understand why this is a growth stock right now, and they're adjusting that way, then you won't understand until you see more numbers, right? It's one of those things that we talked about, turnarounds and pivots and these stories from Wall Street, these case studies. They'll always say, I got to see it before I bet on it. That's fine. All of you out there that need to see the number before you bet on it, that's cool. You're a terrible picker. Terrible picker. It's like, thank you, microphone. My God. Trying to lock you in, trying to be nice to you, and you want to have a mind of your own. How about that? Is that better for you? Thank you. So your wife picked you, and you weren't the shiniest tool in the shed, sharpest tool in the shed. Bro, what do you think about possible buybacks? Great question. I actually have it on my list to talk about tonight. And we'll go over it in a minute. Everybody makes up their products. That's cool. Marks up their products. Is that what you're saying? Probably. I just want to make sure we talk about that growth right there that GameStop's coming to on the next earnings report. We are going to go over the earnings numbers tonight as well. For one last look at it, just running back through it one time. It's cool. Let's talk about warrants. Warrants. It's the hottest topic of the year right now. Let's go to the stock. And let's go to warrants right here. Here's the life of the warrant right now. You guys can see it came off the ground at $2.50. This volatility run is based solely off the fact that GameStop went green. Remember, as GameStop goes green early in the rights offering window, this will be very volatile. I've told you, I don't even know how many times, but it doesn't take much to move this market. The volume's at 1.74 million. There's only 59 million shares available to you or warrants available to you. And so volatility comes in, creeps in, and people are probably up massive. Will this price be arbitrarily different from the stock price versus the strike price and that disparity in between? Ideally. But remember that these warrants have theta. Okay, this rights offering to a share at $32 has theta, and that's what's burning off every week, every month, and we're in December right now. So if GameStop were to run in September, it wouldn't have this type of volatility that it has today. As we know, warrants are up around 80% over the last 7 days. Okay, so big numbers, certainly for the guys who are buying in at $2 a piece. Everyone's up on their warrants as of right now. So if you have them and you're sitting there, the account must look fat and big. You will see people like Marcelo. Marcelo's in our chat. He's my brother from, I believe he's from Argentina by way of now Israel. He lives in Israel right now. And he watches the show. He's watched the show for about a year and a half now. He's interviewed on the show, and he says to me, Marantz, I think that holding warrants is the key to battling shorts. They need your warrants, and when it's time to exercise, they won't have them. I will. He has over 25,000 warrants. If you are familiar, you get one warrant for every 10 shares. So he has over 25,000 warrants. Oh, there you go, Marcelo. He's here in the chat. Appreciate you. I know you're up early in the morning. My UK brethren said, it's late, Marantz. You go on so early because I'm live now on the West Coast at around 7, 8, 9, and I used to be live in the mornings, but my schedule has changed. So I'm sorry that a lot of you guys watch me on the back end. I don't want the shorties to get them. There you go, Marcelo. He's very serious about this. Marcelo, I would tell you, you're up massive right now, and it's a healthy run, but I'd love to see what happens after earnings because I know the earnings are going to be positive. I know the numbers are going to make the market move. It should move up and to the right, but we'll see. So Haas and Derek buying up all the warrants, yeah, without a doubt. We have 4 people in this chat that are absolute whales on warrants. And Jay Kerwin, I want to say Jerry Kerwin probably has, and I'm not like 5,000 to 10,000 warrants. Marcelo, 25,000 warrants. Hosco has a whole bunch of warrants. And then the last one's Derek. Derek's no joke either. So shout out to you guys being the warrant whales that you are. But just want to remind everyone why it runs because some people were 65K held here. And 65,000 warrants? That's a lot. That's a lot for no reason. I got you. For no reason. You do your best. I know that what we hold on this channel, and I'd say we're closer to $100 million worth of GameStop, if not more. Considering all of the viewers, I've done this tally so many times because there's so many people that have at least 50,000. I know of 1,000 people with over 50,000. So right there, I'm like, okay, well, there's 50 million, and I know some people with the millions. So I think we do pretty well here on this show as far as holding everything. Damn, I'm in 5th place. Well, do your best, bro. But share wise, I haven't bought anything. I've been true to myself because it's Christmas, it's holidays, and I'm doing something for my niece. I have a great niece that's always been awesome, and she's turning 21 in January. So I went ahead and booked her whole Vegas trip for her. On my wife and I did to support her. She's a UCR. She goes to UCR. She's going to graduate. She's brilliant. She's done it the right way in a marginal upbringing. So we were so happy to do that. And I gave her all the confirmation this week and taking her a Zed concert, taking her to the club, got her the best room she could, that I could afford. But I wanted to do Vegas right for her. So that's what I'm doing. It cost me a lot of money, but luckily I have a great wife who manages my money on that end. So thank you to the wifey for allowing us to live this way. And other than that, just staying grounded. So I can't afford anything right now. That's my point. I'm stretched out on my knees because I do care about my people, my family. But I am currently sitting on, why am I showing you this? It's there. It's written there all the time. But let's go do it the real way. Let's go to the website. Here you go. Here's my YOLO update, guys. If you guys have not seen it before, it's here. I am sitting down. I was up $980 today, which is cool. Officially down 1,000, and basically we're down 40 cents. So if the stock moves 40 cents, my position moves $1,100. That's a good thing to know. Every 40 cents, I move $1,100. But I'm sitting on $58,000 worth of GameStop that I bought. Currently, net worth is almost 57,000. These are big numbers. Big numbers for me. I'm not you. I'm not a whale. But I'm doing the best I can with still holding down my family and still living the right way. I thought about doing what Carter's Corner Pocket did. Carter's Corner Pocket is a YouTuber, guys. You guys can watch his channel. He supports GameStop. He's been featured in GameStop's commercial for the Power Packs. And he did a Power Pack this week. He did a Lunar Park $2,500 pack. And he spun for a card. And he is so blessed that he got the holy grail of traditional Pokemon card collectors. He got the Charizard original reverse holo and a PSA 9, I want to say. And it came out to a value of $2,500. So you've been consistent, bro. Good to see you. Yeah, you. Thank you. Can't wait to meet her in Vegas then. Crack. Oh, cool, bro. You do whatever you guys want to do. Just let you know I'm rolling. I don't roll empty-handed, so if you see me, you might not want to see me. When you think about the Japanese yield spiking, something is about to crack hard. Benzingo, thank you so much for that. I haven't used the word hard all night. But back to Carter's Corner Pocket and his Lunar Pack, I was so happy for him that he got a card worth a damn. Unlike the punk-ass paper trading company guy. I don't know if you guys seen this dude. He bitches and cries that he did a Lunar Pack and the card's not worth the card ladder value. He's an idiot. He doesn't know card ladder value or how they derive their value from it. That card that he went in and spun on has a value of $1,600. You want to know how I know? Because GameStop offered you that. So there's the $1,600. But then he goes to eBay and says, well, it's only selling for $800. Hey, dumbass. It hasn't sold on eBay since August. We're in December. That's 4 months away. So in those 4 months, GameStop was willing to give you 16. So what are you calling it? But because they do a group poll, oh my God, this is crazy. A group of people get together and put in $50 a piece, and then they rip, and then they ship, and then they decide what they're going to do with the money. Divide it amongst themselves. I don't even know what the hell this is. This is the biggest crock of shit I've ever seen in my life. People pulling money together to buy cards that they're just going to, sell back? Because they're not. Oh, wait a minute. We got a banger here. We should keep it. Are we going to keep it? No, we're going to sell them all. That's what we're going to do. My lovely wife is home. I love you, honey. Thank you. Still doing the show. Oh, baby, can you give me something to drink? I can't even. Water. Warm water. Anything. I'm about to die. Thank you, baby. Ziggy, he can stay in here, babe. He's my dude. Hey, Ziggs. So Zig is here. Zig's my guy. I don't know if you guys seen Zig. He's been getting bigger. Come here, Ziggy. Come here. So he purrs when I grab him. There he is. Hey, Ziggy is getting bigger. This is Ziggy. We got him from the shelter when he was yee big, but he wants to play. He wants to jump. He wants to go climb everywhere. Go climb. Go. I let him climb in here. He's my homie. So that's Ziggy. Ziggy Marley. Doing great. Anyway, we'll talk about this in a minute. Lunar Pack. Back to Carter. Carter, shout out to you. I know you're a real collector, and I know you're grinding. If Carter was ever broke, he's not going to be, because he has cards loaded up, ready to go, ready to be sold, and they will buy them back. So there you go. Man, I'm just going to go the other way with this damn thing. How about that? I'm going to just cut my hand doing that. How's this? Is that better? I hope it sounds better. It won't jump around on me. So there we go. Okay, cool. Now, I want to go over the chart really quick. GameStop's chart. We'll do that right now. What the hell's on my shirt? You're like a little white spot. Thank you, my love. Did he run out? Okay, thank you. Oh, needed that water, bro. Needed that water. Anyway, let's go look at the chart. So this has happened in the past for GameStop in their chart right before earnings, if you guys are familiar. It just starts going up. And I'll show it to you right now in a minute. Let me see the chat. I saw something. Appreciate the knowledge you drop always, bro. Love and respect, Team 51. Ronaldo, thank you so much for that, man. Means a lot. Okay, so check this out. This is going to be the daily chart. If you look at GameStop's earnings, it was here, and that was the earnings date. Came out, ran up just to get knocked back down, right? To the point of what I call reality. That's beyond reality. Now we're running back up. We've had how many green days in a row? And I hate the band Green Day, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have closed out green 8 days in a row. I'm looking to see the last time we did that. No, you would see it. It would look a certain way. Have we closed out green 8 days in a row? Might this be the moment? No, right there. 5 days. 8 days in a row, green. I haven't seen that, huh? Oh, right here. Look at this. Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 days in a row, and we went from $19, sound familiar, all the way to 49, touching almost 50. And that was right at earnings. Boom. So, what a hell of a run that was. Where was I that day? When was that? Oh, March. Ryan Cohen bought in. I remember that. Ryan Cohen bought in and picked it all the way back up. And then they knocked us down. Crash City. And that was even after we announced that we're going to be doing a split. They didn't care. They were ready to knock us out. Okay, so that was a 10-day run. That's the best one we've had. So we got our work cut out from us tomorrow, bro. Right here, what was this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to the top. Yeah, remember that. I was there. I was there that day. And then they killed us that day. I'll never forget that stuff. So, when have we ever had 8 days in a row? Only one other time. And we had a good run that time. This time's a little different because we do not have any price action. We don't have price discovery, I should say. Even with the spike in volume today that we had at one, though, there was a candle that was ridiculous at one point. But I'm looking to see if we had 8 days in a row. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Never? Wow. Wow, that's so cool. That's a good stat. Last time GameStop traded 8 days in a row. It wasn't since we were $50 a share. So cool. Okay, so anyway, back to the daily chart where we were. So here's the daily. I want to go to the 1 hour so you can get a good look. So a lot of you guys know what this is and how this all works out. We ran, had a golden cross. Golden cross broke free. We're now free. We're running away free. Okay. Now, as we do that, we go to the 4 hour. And we're going to look at this 4 hour because this is the part where we talk. We gapped up, pre-market, jumped up, came down in the pre-market. Okay, down. And as we came down, that filled the gap. And then we ran away. So we've pretty much filled every gap from what I could see. Maybe it's a small thing, but it's not really going to matter because I anticipate this being the run up out of it, the curve out of the bottom. And this right here, you see this right here on the 4 hour? This is a golden cross on the 4 hour. So we have that golden cross. We're here. We're going to continue to run at this point from what I can see. We'll go to the daily. The daily has not carved back up. But if it curved back up, not carved, but curved back up, we'll see. And then on the weekly, we still have our golden cross. So we still have our golden cross. We still have a way to break out of this and get out of this Dorito of doom. The yellow line, like I've told you guys, with dilution and the tracker of it, $35 is your sweet spot for the S&P 500. That's what we'd be eligible for. But to be at $23.21, that is one hell of a run from $19.93 when people were calling for 17. People in our Discord, people like Tony De Niro, people like these other guys, Nicholas Natano, whatever, they say some nonsense, right? And it's not going to happen that way. But we'll talk about the cracking parts of the yield. We'll do all of that in a minute. I want to talk about the 6 days to earnings. 6 days to earnings feels like forever, yet it'll happen and it'll be here in no time. I anticipate the stock's going to run. If you guys heard me, I said we'd go sideways Monday, Tuesday, and break free on Wednesday. I said that. I actually said that. So let's see where we came in at. This one's going to be right here. This right here, this day right here is Friday. Monday came and we went sideways. Okay? You'll see it. We went sideways. Tuesday came, we went sideways again. Now Wednesday, and we finally broke out in the afternoon. If you guys were following me on Twitter, if you're following me in the Discord, you will know what I did. I sent everyone a post because I drew this morning. I saw this happen, and I said, oh boy, it's about to happen. So I drew, we can do the minute. I want to know if it was the minute chart that I drew it on there, but let me see. I want to make sure you guys saw it. Saw it for what it was right there, because a lot of you guys will learn how to read charts. And for one day when you guys become day traders, you guys will see it. So I did this. I drew a line from here, the bottom of this morning, and I went all the way through. Okay? And I found your support. I found this. And drew another line from the top. And we're like this. Okay? This is a bullish pennant. You come, you break out, and you go, well, when we get to this tipping point, we're going to break out up. We're not going down. Because this is what you call higher lows. Even if it's there, it's still a higher low. That's the trend. The trend line is a higher low. So the minute we came out of that, we knew that we were going to bounce. You had the upside. They broke through a couple times. But the official breakthrough is here because this was your previous, right here, all these. This was your resistance, the top. We break out, we find it, and we are now gone. Now, as you go, you can do it again. Same momentum, same movement, and we'll break out. So we're going to keep going up. That was the point. It's going to keep happening this way. It's a stair step in your Doritos. And for a lot of you guys who know how this works, that's on the minute chart. Imagine what we see on the on the quarterly chart. We got Doritos on the quarterly chart. We got Doritos on the monthly chart as well. So, and the weekly. So get ready to eat some Doritos. I don't know. I like Doritos. Not that I eat them. I just, growing up, I liked Doritos. That's the way it was for me. I did see a headline, guys. I don't know if you guys paid attention to it about MicroStrategies. I had not heard MicroStrategies say this before. So it was quoting Michael Saylor. If you guys are familiar with MicroStrategies, I'll tell you. They're a company with no strategy. Their name is Strategy, but they have no strategy. They don't make money. They've been caught for fraud in the past. And I will tell you, MicroStrategies came out and said that they're willing to sell their Bitcoin in the interest of the shareholders, for the interest of shareholders. And this is because they were trading at negative NAV. NAV of 1. Under 1 is what it is. So NAV is your net asset value. They have enough Bitcoin that they keep buying. Now, they had a cost average so low, but as it went to 120, 110, 119, Michael Saylor saying, I'm going to buy at any level. I'm going to buy it anywhere. Well, that's not extremely intelligent considering the bonds are becoming due. Not anytime this year or next year, but you have to have these covenants in place, or you have to have a plan, a path to profitability. And at some point, someone's going to call you out on your plan. And from what I can see, he's been all talk, and he's trying to sensationalize Bitcoin. And for him to come out and say he's willing to sell Bitcoin, it had an effect on his stock. And the reason I talk about this is why it's so relevant to us at GameStop, is because they hold on their balance sheet, MicroStrategies, they hold Bitcoin. That's what they hold. We hold Bitcoin. And so when you look at MicroStrategies trading at $53 billion in market cap, that is below their Bitcoin value. Now, I drew these lines. I don't know if you guys saw these lines I drew months ago, because this didn't exist when I drew this line. I drew support lines trying to find out where it was coming from, but I knew the top. But now you have a breakdown, and it's hard to recover this breakdown because you've fallen completely through the roof on this investment. They have a catch down here at 141. But as you can see, their 52-week low is 155. So there's a real test down here for people that own Bitcoin or that use it as an asset and or say they want to get exposure by buying this company. This is a perfect time for the Bitcoin bros to get out of MicroStrategies and the recklessness that is Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor will run this company to the ground. He has used multiple instruments for dilutive purposes, all for the sake of saying they have something good. They do not. They do not make a profit. They're operating in debt, and it is an inevitable thing for them to come crashing down. You can do one of two things if you're an investor and you like MicroStrategies. One thing you can do is keep buying the stock even though you're down 57% over the last couple months. And I would say even this year, but it's 57% down. If you're going to continue to do that, maybe you find a bounce and maybe you win. And the words of the Raymond James investor I talked to yesterday, or finance bro I talked to, you're going to win one day, Marantz. One day. And that was his way of saying we'll agree to disagree. And you know, it's a coward's way of going out in a conversation. And I'll tell you all about it, don't worry. But this right here is the market. The market of, hey, we have a gimmick, we have a plan, and we're going to exploit it. Well, that gimmick and plan has fallen through because people are not believing the story. The minute you say you will sell the product, the underlying asset that holds up your whole company, and they say, well, we're willing to sell it, this is what people are going to reflect on. They're going to remember this chart, and they're going to remember that you're not a man of your word. Speaking of your word, I often forget how powerful my wife is. But I'm reminded. In investing, CEOs are like your wife. They're like your mom and your dad. I remember growing up, my brother and I, we were skinny kids. We were tall, skinny kids. And we weren't as strong as my father. My father was a carpenter, finished carpenter. He used to carry 3 oak doors, 3 feet wide, 8 foot high, solid oak doors, fire doors, French doors, metal doors. He's installing these doors like this, and he would lift it with his hands. And we were looking at him like, how'd you do that, Dad? You're a little guy. But he was actually using his foot, and he was in there putting his whole body into it, breaking his body, make a living. And my dad used to say to us, because we were hungry, when we get home at night, we couldn't afford food the way other families did. We had a house. My dad had DJ equipment. We had a truck, all for vision, all for looks. It wasn't that we were real. We didn't have shit. Our dinner was pot pies. Our dinner was microwavable burritos. No one's cooking in the house. We don't have food to cook. I remember going to the bank. I remember it like it was yesterday. And my dad used to put in his card and ask for $20 to overdraft, and it would deny him an overdraft. We didn't have money. We're waiting for payday. I promised myself I wouldn't live that way. But a thing my dad used to do is my dad used to go to Little Caesars and buy 2 pizzas for $8, a pizza. And we had Little Caesars pizza, man. And then those nights that we could have those 2 pizzas, we ate. Man, did we eat. But we wouldn't eat the crust. We would not eat the crust. We would just eat the pizza, and then, where's my next piece? Where's my next piece? And then my dad walks over, and my dad goes, hey, you want to be strong? You want to be a man? Want to be strong like me? We're like, yeah, Dad. He goes, you should eat that crust. That crust is going to put hair on your chest. True story. Probably said it here before. Dad lied to me, told me I'm going to get hair on my chest if I eat some pizza crust. But it was so powerful, those words. The words from your father to tell you that you could be somebody just like him, or just as strong, or just as smart, or just as fast, or just as hardworking. My mother said something to my wife one day. She said, "Oh, that's my son. I love him. He's amazing. He's the guy I want to do the public speaking. He's the guy I want for this or that." And it made me feel good. It made me stronger. It picked my spirit up. All right, your wife go in there. Your wife tells you, Tony. I know Charlotte tells you. She goes, "Tony, you're the man. You're just knocking it out. You really got me." Yeah. No, I'm exhausted. Oh, you're a big boy. I'm sure that's what she says. Probably gets you excited, Tony. You see, women and mothers and fathers, they have tremendous influence on our lives. They give us hope. They remind us of who we could be, what we will be. Those words are so powerful to kids. Pick them up, tear them down the same way. That's a CEO. That's a guy in front of the camera telling you just how great this investment is. This is how great it can be. This is how rich you will be. We have all these orders coming through. We have all this commitment. We have all this desire. We developed this. The demand is impossible to meet. This is going to make you richer than your wildest dreams. Those are CEOs. We're going to pounce, swallow this, choke on that, eat your crow. We're going to launch new products, new this, new that to all the naysayers. You. All this sound familiar? It pumps you up to make you believe you could be something that you're not. And in the world of influence, it's 100% true. 100% true. It's not about motivating, it's about inspiring, right? They inspire you to think this is what's going to happen. Now, I've yet to hear Ryan Cohen come to the microphone and say, "Listen, guys, we're going to be this, we're going to be that." No, quite the opposite. What do you think about Power Packs, Ryan? I don't know. It's pretty interesting. What do you think about Power Packs? Oh, my God. Did you know that we're actually launching 2 more products next week? We're actually doing a physical Power Pack where you can do a Charlie Willy Wonka with a golden ticket. We're going to do... No, they don't say shit. You know why? I know why. They execute it 2 days before it releases. They do all this shit, you know? You're never going to give away your game plan. You never give away, and you never tell people what you're going to do, because when they're bigger than you, they're stronger than you, they're smarter than you, they're richer than you, they can use it against you. They can beat you at it. They can do better than you. Now everybody plays catch up. Now you get to fix it already. This is why GameStop is so unique. So as I look out there and I see CEOs like Alex Karp, like Jensen Hung, like Michael Saylor, saying, "We'll never sell our underlying asset. We'll never sell Bitcoin." And then 3 years later comes out and says, "Well, in the interest of the shareholders, I think we'd have to sell some." You don't stand for it, and you're going to lose everybody. Welcome to MicroStrategies. No strategy. Tuna sandwich, no crust. I hope so. Small pause for the cause right now, guys. I was at work and I had a dog walk into my office. A physical dog. Had the front door open. Dog walked in. I said, "What is this dog doing in here?" They go, "Oh, yeah, it comes in all the time." I said, "Okay, how do we get it out?" They go, "Oh, you got to tell it to take off." And I was like, "Roll out." And they said, "Yeah, no. It speaks Spanish, Marantz. It's not an English dog." I was like, "What?" They started speaking in Spanish and the dog listened. And I was just like blown away. I'm like, "Dogs know Spanish." That was crazy. Welcome back. I needed to get some water there. I started coughing and I knew it was coming, so I walked off the screen for a minute. So I apologize if you guys weren't ready for that break, but I was. Yeah, how many shares do you have is the poll question, guys. For those of you guys that are dummies, I'm saying 28% of you guys are very intelligent. Some of you guys don't know how to do math. I should ask the question again. I know how many shares I have, so I'm doing it that way. I think. Oh, my dog's outside. My dog's barking to come inside. Oh man, we gotta go get that dog. I can't have the dog out there barking like that, bro. Yeah, dog. We're gonna go get you right now. You gotta make sure my wife knows to go get the dog. I'll be right back, guys, because I can hear them barking. They're trying to come inside. I just know it. I guess I'll be back. I don't know. Yeah, I'll be right back. I don't know. Hold on. Is he gonna stop barking? Maybe they got him. Who knows? Bro, I had the worst playlist ever. I had typed in best songs of 2002. That's what I typed in. And then it started playing some nonsense. That's how I got rolled out right now. All right. But anyway, I think the dog's good. Never mind. I don't have to leave. Okay. Hey, the chart's looking good here for 51 shares. We're at 39%. You guys know how to vote. For the guy out there that says, I'm about 20K USD in, let's effing go. Thank you. Some of you guys don't know how to vote, bro. I'm done with you guys. For everybody who doesn't know, there's only one correct answer to this question. How many shares do you own? 40% of you said 51. Thank you. And the rest of them said nothing. Hey, baby! They must have brought in the dogs. They must have. All right, we're back. Are we back? We're back. All right, we're going to take this time to talk about, thank you. We're going to take this time to talk about share buybacks. All right. My opinion. I realized something that what was happening at Costco wasn't necessarily happening with other companies. Like, I compare GameStop a lot because I pay attention to Costco. And if you guys don't know, I had a significant portfolio position in Costco, over six figures, well over six figures. And I sold the whole thing. And as I got through it all, I started saving money a different way for me. But here's why I sold. And I knew it was time. It was a peak moment for me. One, my cost average was 50% less than the current stock price, well below it. So I was doing well there. And if you looked at the earnings and you looked at how cash was dispersed, they have a terrible dividend. Dividend's not nearly as much as it could be or should be. It doesn't matter. But they were doing share buybacks by the billions. And to do share buybacks now in the history of the company, it means one thing to me. One, are we maxed out on growth? Or two, are executives just picking up the stock price to then exit the company? Which I've seen numerous executives exit the company. Top tier people. I said, I get it. So, because it's all called tuition at this point, I'm trying to learn things and daily, weekly. I'm always trying to learn, right? I started looking at companies that are doing the same thing. And it was weird because I came to you guys like 2 years ago and I started talking about companies that were committing themselves to share buybacks. Costco being one of them, Google, Apple, Amazon, Meta, you name it, Tesla, everybody, NVIDIA, massive share buybacks. And I was like, they're earmarking dollars for share buybacks. And it was like billions. They were earmarking more dollars for share buybacks than dollars for R&D. So what are we doing? R&D should be one of the pillars of innovation and change of your company. That's research and development, guys. Then you should also have some type of infrastructure that you're building back into growth, expansion, and even training. And the reason I say that is because the bulk of companies today, I wouldn't invest into a company that is 35 years to 45 years old right now. If your company's 35 to 45 years old, and I know GameStop since 1984, no. GameStop is 3 years old, 4 years old with the new leadership. But if your company is still with the original leadership team and startup, like your NVIDIA, like your Apple just had for the longest run with Tim Cook, like you have with Google, you still have the two guys in charge. You still have a lot of people in charge of these companies. And these guys have been around for almost 30 to 40 years. Retirement is upon you. And not just for the heads of the company, but for multiple heads and the C-suite. So for those companies that are getting cycled through and they're 30 to 40 years old, look at the leadership change. Look at the transition, the shift, and the trajectory of those companies. I give you examples. I give you Foot Locker. There's one, plain as day. Big Lots, Kohl's, everyone, even Best Buy's coming up on it. But so many companies are coming out of this upside down. Bed Bath & Beyond, you name it. The owners get out of the way. The founders get out of the way. And the C-suite starts retiring. But before they retire, they pump up those sheets. They get to buy back in. So Jensen Hung right now is buying back his company like you wouldn't believe it. And it's masterful for him because he has an exit plan. It's not so great for shareholders because shareholders think they're getting their fair share of the pie. But they're absolutely not. With the awarded shares that are going out to executives versus how they're all selling on the back of investors, that ratio of increase should be a whole lot more. But in our case, when we see NVIDIA, like I've told you guys, it's share buybacks, it's round tripping, it's mark-to-market accounting, it's all of the above. It's the bubble itself. So for those of you claiming victory, a guy I met 2 days ago that we're going to talk about in a minute, a lot of people claim victory because they walk around and say, look at my returns my last 2 years. And I'll ask you, your returns can be magnificent. Where are you putting them? Because if everything was value like it was in 2022, well, then aren't we headed back to the same spot? Where's the value? Are you taking your profits now or are you holding it tight? Hello, I have a question. JJ, type the question. Type your question and do it well. And I'll help you out with the answer. So, my issue with it all, share buybacks, is the pros are, yes, it would benefit your stock price short term. The cons are that cash is gone. The cash is gone. And in this case for Ryan's 30 to 40 years old, and he's 40 years old. The United States of America shouldn't be all countries from Canada to Argentina. Okay, somebody give that kid a timeout. We're literally here talking about stocks and investing, and you asked me a geographical question about bullshit. Here, I can't with these guys, bro. Gone forever. I don't have time for that. You ruined my whole night with that stupid ass question. Dumb. Anyway, the dollars would be gone. Just because there's not enough volume out there today, but there will be, and it's worth more than buybacks. Imagine Ryan Cohen and crew on another company, and everyone knows Ryan Cohen and crew can do it. Yes. So my point is, it's not time. I'm sure that there's some executives that are greedy and whatever they're going to do, and when they turn 60, they probably go to the board and be like, I'm going to vote for these share buybacks because their name's Adam Aaron, right? Because their name's whatever. I mean, that guy, not that he did share buybacks, but what did he do? He did worse. Dilution and stealing. So that's where I'm at with share buybacks. I understand the pros of it. The pros are there for your investment bros. Guys who want to take profits, guys that want to show value and or gains. If you're, it's gonna be a gross way of saying it, but if the way you measure manhood is by size and girth, I measure it based off of how much you procreate. Are you able to? I hope that makes sense to some people there. I'll show you this, okay? And what I meant by that was this. That was wild for me. I'm so sorry. I'm not sorry. It's the show. We have a good time. Sometimes there's stuff being said. The truth is here for you to see it. If you guys want to see people do share buybacks and they're out there talking about the money they made, that's something that they get to measure themselves on, what they were for the moment. But it's not where you are. I've always said this when it comes to investing, and maybe you guys know the song by Kenny Rogers, but you don't count your chips at the table. You don't. And in the world of investing, people are constantly flexing how much they're up and how they're doing it and where they're at. But I tell you, what are you doing with your gains? All those gains that you want to put on my sheet, put on my front of my pictures, and you're going to show me depreciating assets you're buying. You're going to show me the next investment that's not and I'm going to show you how you lost it all. That's the difference. For a lot of us that have jobs, we have jobs. We're not living in fairy tale land. We don't believe the dude who walks up and says on the camera, he's like, hey, yo, welcome. Hey, guys, check this out, bros. Not only am I a finance guy, but I own that Urus right there. That's right. That's a Lamborghini Urus, red on red. And I tell you, $300,000, I bought that cash last week in this mansion on this yacht, and you can do it too. All you got to do is buy my course, $3.99. Go ahead and sign up today, and I'll give you the top 10 Stone Cold Lead box picks, stock picks. Go ahead and review this and buy my merch and be my guy, and I'm going to charge you sky high. And trust me, you're going to win just like me, because when I win, you win. Remember that, baby boy. I'll see you tomorrow. Click, like, and subscribe. Thank you. What kind of shit is that? I see it every day. Sign up for my Discord. My name's Jackie. I'm going to give you all the winning trades. Hey, Jackie, why aren't you winning? Why do you got to keep charging people to give them the answers? I told my brother this the other day. My brother makes a tremendous amount of money. Sports betting? Hey, bro. Let me get this right. You pick the winners. You pick the winners, and they're guaranteed because you have a winning track record, right? Well, cool. But you don't bet your own money on it, and you want them to. But they also got to pay you to get those winners. I don't understand. I just want people to win. I want everybody to win. I want me to win. I want you to win. I want to win. Sure, you know how I do it? Free education. What do? I put my money into it. I'm not rich. But hey, I've been saving up. I've been trying to live right. Been trying to do right. God has my back. I'm praying that my kids get a leg up. They're not getting these Trump accounts. Marantz's Discord is the best money I ever spent. Thank you, Jesse. By the way, the Discord's free. Doesn't cost you $1. Carter's Corner Pocket says, you want to get rich, sell something that women want. I can't sell politeness. Wait, which kids are getting those Dale Trump bucks, bro? Let me tell you, man. The kids, so there's 2 tranches of payments for these kids. I don't know if you guys know about this. I don't know everything about it. Trump accounts. So Michael Dell and his wife have committed themselves to giving every child under the age of 10 and under, an account with $250 in it. Or checks that are going out to the kids now. I don't know. Then Trump is doing, via this another investment from Dell, and $6.25 billion. They are doing an account for every kid born from 2026 to 2028. Every kid born in 2026, 27, 28, an affordable housing, I don't know what the hell they're doing, $1,000 accounts for all these kids. So when they turn 18, they get their Trump accounts, their Trump money. And apparently it's going to be an elevated amount because it's going to gain interest, but it's $1,000 plus interest or whatever. Well, I can see this backfiring really badly. It's crazy. These kids are like, sign me up. You sold me. Where do I sign? Oh, Sergio wants to sign up for my courses? Yeah, of course you would. I say that lovingly. There was a new article that came out about card collecting. I don't know if you guys know about card collecting and the godfathers of it, but there was a dude who was posting his cards with a bid and a buyout function to it on eBay, and the cards didn't get nearly to even the reserve, but yet it was to the point where he was going to have to sell the cards at a discount, at an elevated amount, but not at the level that he liked. So you know what he did, right? What all the card bros do these days. They bid up their own cards. See, this is why GameStop has gone to the actual the function of repacks. Buy a repack, you never know what you're going to get. Great, all this. But when you start doing auctions for cards, we saw this from Backyard Bros. We saw this from other people, allegedly, that they bid up their own cards. You're bidding up against a person selling. That's what's been happening in the card world. All integrity is gone. The trust issues are there, and they should be there. because people are manipulating this market. So the minute they're trying to sell you something, they go in there, and when you bid on it, they bid it right back up. And if they were to win the bid, they don't care. The money goes right back to them. They lose a couple in fees and taxes, but that wasn't the point. They're trying to knock it out of the park. And they've done this, and they've inflated cards and given them false values. And that's what's been happening. Finally caught a live stream again. Been a minute. Thank you. Bro, did you see the co-founder Palantir sold his fund's entire stake of NVIDIA? Oh, I didn't see that. That's amazing. That's my kind of news. I'm excited. Guys, listen. I'm going to tell you about what happened to me. We're going to watch a video in a bit. I haven't watched the video completely, but I understand the gist of it. But I want to tell you what happened. So I was in this meeting with all the city leaders, business leaders, owners, everyone's there. And, you know, I own a business, I run a business, and I am a business. And I'm a pillar in the community. I'm at this meeting. And the guy from Raymond James and the guy from Morgan Stanley, and there was another guy, I want to say he's from Wedbush. I don't know. All these financial bros, they're all there. New York Life comes out, starts talking about what you can invest in, do whatever. And then this dude comes up and he stands up, and he's a Morgan Stanley guy. And he says, everybody, I just want to remind you that I'm your guy. You want to sign your employees up to 401ks, you want to sign your employees up to any investments, we can make that happen. We got pros that follow these stocks, and if you want to put your 401k, you want to put it all into NVIDIA, I'm your guy. We can make this happen. I'll see you after the meeting. And I sat there and I'm just like, did he really just say this shit? What did he just say? Like, is this crazy? All the AI stocks, we got a whole chart for them. You're going to be able to put your whole 401k in it. And, yeah, I don't know if Ryan will ever talk to me, but thank you for that. I'd love to talk to Ryan. I think I'm too strong on GameStop for anybody to come talk to me about this, because they know how influential it would be. Can I tell you why Ryan is difficult? And because it would be considered market manipulation in a way. You're going into a room full of GameStop investors to talk to them and only them, and it has tremendous influence if people are watching online, rather than those neutral fields that he steps on. But, you know, maybe he doesn't like me. Who knows? I don't care. Anyway, wouldn't matter to me if Ryan came in this chat or not, or he came to talk to me. None of that would matter to me. I do this for the love of my investment in me. I've been supporting GameStop and the company and the investment much longer than before Ryan was named CEO and chairman of the board. I'm not saying he hasn't been invested longer than me, but I'm just telling you, before he had the titles, I was still investing and loving the company. That's the same thing as the annual meeting. Yeah, exactly. Can't do it here, but it's okay. We are an annual shareholder meeting. What are you talking about? Every year I have every quarter I have a national annual shareholder meeting. We probably do like 10,000 people during the live streams on the earnings report. You tell me how many investors and then how much money that is, all at once. Well, big dollar amount. Anyway, so this guy done talking. Meeting goes on for hours. It's all over. I'm walking out. And I'm guys, I'm telling you right now, I'm very unassuming. I look like I don't have a clue in the world. I probably don't. And I said, hey, I got a question for you. He's like, yeah, what's that? I go, well, you told everybody that they should invest in the AI stocks. I said, You believe in AI that much? You would invest in it? He's like, yeah, you don't? AI's it. Yeah, there's no losing. Everything's winning. Everything. It doesn't matter. It's AI. It's going up. And I tell you, this is a kid I'm talking to, guys. This guy's got to be in his 20s. And he's got the jacket, the watch, the look, everything. Everything. I wish I could take a picture. I said, okay. Like, NVIDIA? He said, yeah, NVIDIA. Look at them. Phenomenal. I said, but their insiders are selling every share they own. The insiders do that. There's a lot of reasons why they sell. I've heard that before. So, okay, cool. I said, well, their cash on hand. Are you familiar? They only had $11 billion cash last quarter, and now they have $60 billion allegedly on paper. Yet when I read the footnotes, it said they hadn't received any dollars from the committed dollars of 2026 and 2027. They received no dollars. So where's this cash coming from? And he looked at me and goes, what do you mean footnotes? Shit. You mean to tell me? You mean to tell me you just read sheets? You don't read the little notes? The little numbers that correlate with the things at the bottom, the little small text? I just read the 10Ks, the 8Ks, and I just get the press release, and I read the stuff they want me to read. I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? Oh, Marantz, so you know a lot about investing, huh? I don't know a lot, man. I just study value. Value! Oh, this is tremendous value. Yeah? Would you buy Palantir? Oh, I love Palantir. Palantir, good company. America loves Palantir. All the government contracts. I was like, what the? Who is this, Almo? And then he started quoting numbers and shit he had all wrong. Every stat he said was wrong. And I just said, wow, you don't know shit. And then he told me something that actually helped me. It helped me. And Ron was all about footnotes. Thank you. They're just salespeople. Yeah, no. I just did a multi-million-dollar deal, man. Got a guy transferred all his money out from one account to this account, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, what'd you put him in? Oh, I just do index funds. Index funds. That's what I go, oh. So like index funds that track the index? I said, so you never beat the market, you just are the market. Well, yeah. I'm like, oh. So when the market goes down, you go down. Yeah, well, what do you like? What do I like? So I like mid-cap companies. Mid-caps. There's a lot of good things, yeah. I like companies that have more cash than their market cap. I would think that's a lot of value. Oh, so you like pharmaceuticals. You like biotech stocks. You like pharmaceuticals. Yeah, foreign stocks. Yeah. What are you talking about? Well, they tend to have a lot of cash because research and development, they got to develop, all the testing programs, all the phases, get certified. So that takes a lot of cash. And their market caps are tiny because nobody believes in them until they actually get approved. So those are all home runs. Like if you were to just put like $100 in each one's going to be a home run because they've got a small market cap and crazy cash. And you buy it in and you get 100x on your money because it just goes up. I said, really? The recipe for like a 10x, 100x move is having more cash than market cap. He says, yeah, when you can find it. And if you hit it, it's good. You don't say. Shit. You serious? I was learning on the spot. I was just like, wow, this is phenomenal. But yeah, I already knew, I knew what you know. I said, but what about like mid-cap companies? Like those are pharmaceuticals, those are like penny stocks. You're talking about like micro-caps, but I'm talking about like mid-cap. You know what a mid-cap is, right? Well, yeah, I know what a mid-cap is. Okay. Well, just so that we're clear, for like argument's sake, mid cap tends to be anywhere from like 5 billion all the way to like 22 billion right now. I said, so the companies with like $22 billion, $20 billion, $15 billion, $10 billion, those are hard to find right now. Wouldn't you agree? Well, I mean, yeah. Okay, so blue chips, they got 10 billion bucks, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm walking them to the water, babe. Okay, Walmart has 10 billion bucks. The Home Depot, Target, they don't have it. No. Okay, cool. All right, so I know of a company that has a market cap less than their dollars. Which one's that? And I go, GameStop. And he looked right at me and he goes, oh, yeah. Yeah, they probably do, huh? They probably do. What, they got a lot of cash right now? Yeah. And I just want to go, can you do me a favor, though? And the three of you, because there was three of them, three smart guys in the room. I'm the dumbest guy in the room. I said, can you guys do me a favor? You said you have an NVIDIA guy, right? Yeah. What do you have? Yeah, we got an AI guy. He does all the AI stocks. All of them? All of them. Oh, wow. And what do you got? Well, we got guys who do, we're doing the top 20. There's the ETF, it tracks top 20. We track that, and then we pay attention to that. Oh, so you blue chips. You're good. Okay. Blue chips, AI. You got an NVIDIA guy. Okay, cool. Go, who at your firm is a GameStop guy? He's like, what? I go, I'm just asking, who do you know covers GameStop? Do any of you guys cover GameStop? Do you guys look at it, read it, know it, anything? All right, Marantz, so it was really nice meeting you, bro, but time's up, man. We got to take off, and, good luck with that. I go, oh, did I ask a sensitive question? Did I touch a nerve? He's like, no, he's like, listen, you're convinced that you have a good investment. I'm not saying you don't. I don't know it. I don't study it, but I will tell you that, that investment strategy of yours, is it paying off for you? How much profits have you taken? Well, how much are you up? All those dumb questions, right? And I was like, yeah, you guys talking about money again? Oh, my bad, bro. Once again, how big are you? Anyway, so I just go and I was like, no, I'm investing. He was like, so you can afford to invest for like 20 years? I said, is that how long it's going to take? Yeah, I can do 20 years. Oh, by that time I own, a million something of it. I own the whole company. And he's like, well, listen, we can all agree on this. That's exactly what he said to me. To the spot. We can all agree on this. He's all, GameStop's going to have its day. But nobody knows when. Like that. Just like that. And I look right at him and I go, that's all I need, babe. That's all I need. That's all I need. I'm in a room with three jokers that know finance, and they said GameStop's going to have its day. No shit. This is Captain Save-A-Ho. This is, no shit, Sherlock. This is Inspector Gadget, this guy. This is a really smart guy. GameStop's going to have its day. Song. Anyway, out of breath. So the man in the chat just said, Marantz, what does 51 mean? Okay. Right here, okay, bro? Look at it. Right here, bro. Okay? Right here, bro? Okay. Team 51. Team 51. Okay? GameStop. Okay? What does it mean? Anybody? Some of you guys don't know. Some of you guys never figure it out. Some of you guys haven't been here long enough. Well, welcome back. Welcome back to Marantz Rantz. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. I don't have any. We're all Club 51. We're all Team 51. There's a whole story behind it, Luigi. The story behind 51 was when I DRS'd 50 shares. I DRS'd 50 shares of GameStop. Back when I didn't have much, but I still put 50 in DRS. And then I bought one share every day for the next 4 years. So, still, to this day, on average, I already beat my average, but you can't beat it. But I was buying a share every day. But, I mean, that's the way it goes. Yeah, I know the Chicago market had some volume. I wouldn't care. I don't care about New York Exchange, Chicago Exchange. Listen, guys, I don't care about plumbing. where the trades happen, how they happen. I know that trades happen for all stocks, numerous spots. You're not a special. It's not an outlier. I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. I will tell you this. Cool. All I care about is how's the company doing. I'll tell you they're doing good on power packs because I was there today on my lunch break. And then I was with my buddy, and he goes, "Hey man, that's a nice card." I was like, "No, it's not." I know it's not. And then I go. Then I had to tell myself this is my coping mechanism on it. I go. And Meltdown, I love this because they already called me. They say I'm a degenerate. I'm a gambler. I'm this. I'm that. I want to just go. Yeah, bro. Doesn't matter really. Every dollar I put into power packs is just another dollar to my company that I own. So it's just like I'm paying myself back. That's what it really is. You had to see the shit that I was getting in power packs today, bros. I swear to you. I wouldn't. Hey, bros, I'm not lying to you. Hold on. Watch this. Power packs collection. We're going to go to. Well, here's the one I'm keeping. All right, let me show you. So, keeping this card, Glaceon EX PSA 10. Yeah, it's worth $22. Yeah, whatever, bros. And it's a $50 cost. But guess what? I'm keeping it. It's a 10. I'm keeping it. I still have the Don Schneider card. Boom. Got it. I'm keeping this. 1967. I'm not getting rid of it. I have the Tony Gwynn. Not selling it at all. Hanging on to it. Whatever. Don't care. Let it sit there for the rest of my life. I don't care. Right? Sold. What cards were sold today? Oh, baby. Let's go down here. Okay. So, first card sold. Trust me. I wanted to keep it. The Yoshi Yamamoto Extraterrestrial Talent PSA 8. His rookie card. Topps Chrome rookie card. Oh, man. Keep that card, Marantz. That's forever. Next card. Sold. Charmeleon. PSA 9. Right here. PSA 9. Illustration rare. This is the card. I sold it. It was $31. Woo! Wasn't a 10. I sold my Reggie Jackson. I said, you know what? I want another card to spend. Man, I didn't want to spend my own money. I was going to let them spend their money. I made 180-something%. I don't even know. Sold it for a lot. Got enough out of it. Didn't matter. I made mad money on that card. I bought it for $25, and I got 65 after everything was done. Phenomenal sell for me. I did great. Then another card. I don't know who the hell this is. Some, I don't know. Politoed, 2003 reverse hollow, 2008 or PSA 8. Sold it for $50. $50.40. Don't ask. Came from a gold pack. Next card. Yeah, bros, I went for it. Next card. Right here. PSA 7. Oh, my God. Meteor. Yeah, whatever, bro. Whatever. Bros, I'm telling you, I lost on every pull. Here's another one. 1999. Machamp, whatever the hell. PSA 7 Shadowless card. PSA 7. Oh, $11. Took it on the chin. Rance, you got to keep that card. It's only $11 card. You got to keep it. And then this other one, I actually had this card before Erica's invitation. Whatever. PSA 8. Ugh. Gross. Yeah. Not where I wanted to be. $16. So now you know what I went through. Hey, I know that Tom Brady card finally got picked. I know that. So there you go. Now you guys know why I'm gonna close this damn website out. I don't want to be a part of it right now. Not that I hate it. I love it. That's the problem. I love it. I want every card in this damn thing. I want this Hank Aaron right here. I want this Hank Aaron PSA 5 white name Hank Aaron Topps 1958. That's an amazing card. I would keep it and just wouldn't even move. How the hell is this card worth anything? What the hell is this? I don't even know what this is. Backyard baseball? Bro, I'll sell that damn thing tomorrow. Anyway, diamond packs on these cards. Ernie Banks rookie card. Look at that bad boy. 7.5 near mint. Phenomenal. That's a card you get, you don't sell. Anyway, that's what I dealt with Power Packs today. Had a terrible lunch break. We're going to do this video right now in a minute. On the book. I'm on the book. I am on page 38. Officially, for the final version of the book. You guys know that I'm writing a book. Book is written. Perfecting the book. I'm on page 38. If you guys don't know the book, it's right here. It is Connect the Dots. This is the book. I am going through it and reformatting. There were some errors, and I'm fixing it. But I'm on page 38 out of 200 officially. I am trying to get to the end of it. Now, some of you will get the version that's not correct. Some of you guys won a copy of that already, and I'm going to be sending it off to you guys. I will be sending off all the prizes that got won. I already have it all split up. You'll be getting shirts like the one I'm wearing right now, a GameStop shirt that says Marantz Rantz on the back. I need this book yesterday signed, please, Michael. But I want to get you guys the real one, so I don't want to just do the one that we put up and it's not finished. We were just trying to make prototypes so we knew what we wanted to do, and Trove did that. Trove did the heavy lifting. Now I'm doing the refinement, but it was great. I'm on page 38. Let's go ahead and give you an example of what page 30, just so you guys can get a clip of what it's like. This page right here says, The Purge of the Plants. The first thing Cohen did was what no other target company dared. He cleaned house. Board members tied to private equity and stale strategies, out. Executives with debt-fueled pedigrees, gone. Consultants with restructuring resumes, shown the door. By 2022, GameStop's leadership was unrecognizable from its earlier days. Cohen stacked the board with operators aligned with his vision, not with creditors. Then, this was the anti-playbook. Instead of planting insiders to accelerate collapse, Cohen uprooted them, the war chest. Oh, see, the war chest, then came the cash. See, so the war chest is like a title that I have to get rid of. So, like, see, I have to fix that right there. I don't like that because it takes away. We had like pre-titles and stuff. Then came the cash. During the mania of 2021, GameStop issued equity, but not a dilution for survival like AMC. It was preemptive, opportunistic. In April of 2021, GameStop raised $551 million. In June, another $1.5 billion. The money wasn't used to service debt. There was none. It became a war chest. By 2024, GameStop sat on $4.7 billion in cash and cash equivalents. By mid-2025, the number crossed $9 billion. In an era when Bed Bath was liquidating and AMC was drowning, GameStop had the precise commodity of all, liquidity. And then keep going from there. So that's just one passage of the book. And I'm going to get rid of this right there. So like I said, I'm still editing certain parts because when we clipped it over, what people don't know, the text we have that was written, when you clip it over to the book was overlapping on pages. Certain pages ran, certain ones didn't, and it crossed a lot of our text. So I had to reformat. And then the book publisher printed, and I didn't like it. I didn't like certain things that were the way they were laid out. So I'm reformatting. So if you're not subscribed to Trove's Island yet, just do it. You'll love it. Buenos noches, Marantz. Herbert, thank you so much. Good evening. How you doing? 1967 Topps Dan Schneider high number is worth 55 to 60. That's cool. I'm just going to hang on to it. I need this book. There you go. Hey, Marantz, stopping in while at work. You are my most watched YouTuber of the year in my recap by a long shot. Have a good night. Thank you, Gabriel. I saw a lot of you guys sending me a printout of your YouTube analytics. YouTube sent out an email that told you everyone who was their most watched YouTuber. And I'm proud to say that I am numerous people's number one YouTuber. And I want to say thank you. On behalf of the team here, Team 51, and everyone who helps me with the show, I just want to say thank you so much for that. There's a lot of people. Like Trove helps me with graphics and layout and things that we do. And everyone tries to help out as much as they can. So I just want to say thank you for them. And I will tell you this. We are in the top 2,000 podcasts and YouTube content creators in the world, in the U.S. I'm so sorry. So that means a lot to me, and we're in the top 1,000,000 of all content creators in the world. So according to Social Blade, so those are phenomenal rankings for us. So I just want to say thank you again for being in the top 2,000. Guys, but that includes like every type of podcast. I'm assuming for finance or for education on finance and economics and what we do, we got to be in the top 100. So I just want to say thank you again for all love and support of the show and the channel. And we grew it from the ground up. You guys know that, and we're still going. So thanks again and for that. So I want to talk about something that I'm familiar with and you guys are familiar with, and it's not the Tony De Niro Curve Cologne. I don't know if you guys noticed, but like my wife was asking me for gifts for Christmas. She's like, what should we do for Christmas, for this, for that, for this? And I go, every girl likes Cool Waters. And then she's like, what? I go, well, every guy likes girls that wear Cool Waters. So I'm just saying, if you wear Cool Waters, I'm down. Like, I'm cheap like that. You can get Cool Waters at Walmart. It's good. Dude, one wears that, I'm down. Curve, you guys all know the old joke with Curve. If you don't know it, if a man wears Curve, women curve around him. Tony D, you wearing Curve, bro? What's up? Does Connect the Dots book include a section Wall Street crookery related to Archegos, Credit Suisse, and UBS? Not Archegos. Maybe I have my portions in there, Credit Suisse and UBS. I have to remember what chapter because we took it from parts of the show. So I have to remember if we included the bank parts. I know that we have one for bank. I know I do. I just did it. I just finished it. It was let me see what it was. It was not, that's Radio Shack, Bed Bath Beyond, the execution, the victims. No. Chapter 7, that's Carvana. Chapter 8, complicity and control. The system is not broken. Blah, blah, blah. I already did that part. FTX, Kirkland and Ellis. See, this one's about the lawyers. So Kirkland and Ellis, Sullivan and Cromwell. That's that part. I thought that was that one that I was doing before. If you guys remember part like 4 and 3 of Connected Dots. So I'd have to, I'm still going through it, brother. The layout of it, the way it is. So if not, I can include a story about it because I have a lot of knowledge on that. But, yeah. Marantz likes his high karate. I don't know what that means. Is that some kind of like, yeah, you're good. You're good, Iso. I'm still going on the show. I mean, we've been live for, you were sleeping, bro, 2 hours. So the live stream's not stopping right now. I still have more to keep going. I want to give a shout out to the Dallas Cowboys. They deserve respect on all platforms. The Dallas Cowboys are the number 1 team in the NFL. That game with the Chiefs was the most watched Thanksgiving Day football game in the history, and it beat the ratings by 15 million viewers. No one was even close. The previous record was in the 35s. Theirs was over 50. So, phenomenal Dallas Cowboys. Ooh, I have messages on my phone coming through. Sorry, I got to get this. I don't know who it is. We'll see if it's somebody important. It's Jay. It's very important. Jay's saying that GameStop's up in the overnight. 8 cents. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you. What would I do without Jay? Well, last thing I want to talk to you guys before I go into the video with Michael Burry. We are going to go over that video. We're going to go over some other stuff. I was in that conversation I had today. The guy goes, "Hey, Marantz, why GameStop?" All that stuff. And there's something about me that I do this pattern recognition thing. I recognize patterns. I recognize patterns of misinformation. I recognize patterns from other YouTubers, content creators, national news, geopolitical events, macro events, assassinations, wars. There's patterns. There's patterns to fit a structure, and then the events that happen after. And I really didn't break all this down until I got into GameStop because I didn't have a need to. Ignorance is bliss, and the less you know, the better for you, because then you won't live this life thinking everyone's an idiot. I was told something today by my son, and it hit me in the heart. And he said, Dad, Dad, he goes, I'm not going to say you're always right. He's like, but why do people think you're always right? I said, well, I don't know that answer. What I do know is that there are leaders in this world that need to make decisions. And those decisions that are made are based off the idea of directing. Not of managing, but directing. There's a difference between being a manager and being a director. Directors give you influence, yes, give you motivation, inspiration, but they give you a direction of where to go. Most directors are husbands, dads. So I told my son, I said, the reflection of the community, or the reflection of our peers, the reflection of our family as a unit is based off the fact that I'm the leader, that I lead it in a direction, that I say this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it. And so in theory, you're going to think, well, Dad's always right. It's not that I'm always right. Whether I'm right or wrong, we do it together. And we're convicted, and we're ready to roll, and we'll see the outcome. I just happen to be one of the smarter guys in the room. And I say that humbly because, not that I am the smartest, but if you are the smartest man in your room, you need to leave. That's been the case for me. There's been times where I walked in and I saw people that were in elevated positions, and they said things where they didn't know what they were talking about. And I said, wait a minute, I shouldn't be in here right now. The only time you should be the smartest man in that room is when you're embedded with the idea that you have to direct it. I have to direct this room. Then you better find a way to surround yourself with smart people again. I gave this lesson to my son today. I said, the frustration you might see being an adult drive you crazy. It'll make you not want to work for people. It'll make you not want to live a certain way. But you have to find a place that you can be yourself, show the direction to your family, and if they choose not to follow you, that's their decision. But they're going to do it in their element, outside of your home, outside of your direction. That's usually the way it works. I give you this lesson because this investment with Ryan, where I look at Ryan Cohen and I say, okay, here's a man that's infinitely smarter than most, smart enough to surround himself with some really financially gifted individuals, Larry Chang, Alan Adel, Jim Groupie, Nat Turner, all of whom are his senior, all of whom are older and wiser and been around the block. That's understanding who you are and giving in. I give in every time. I actually call Almo and I go, Almo, I bounce something off of him and I'll be like, yo, Almo, I'm dealing with this issue. And he'll tell me, nah, man. And it'll be the most simplistic answer you've ever heard in your life. Nah, bro, you don't do that. That's not what we do. And I'm like, what? And he goes, no, that's not what we do. As men, we don't do that. We do this. And I go, yeah, he's right. Ruben says, nah, whatever you need, I got you. Stacks, hey, bro, I got you. Hot this year, same thing. Ravenstown, Kyoto, same thing. Shannon, same thing. Sharon, not Shannon. Even I catch myself. My point is, a lot of people out there give you wisdom, and they'll give you direction, and they'll help you with where you're going. I think that's what's happening with this investment, and over time, you'll find out that you've been right the whole time. That's why I listen to Freddie. That's why I listen to I believe Ricky B. Loco, and I listen to Burton, and I listen to Marcelo too. I listen to all you guys, Derek, and both Dereks, Jake Kerwin, Frank. Everybody gives me insight on things, how to approach the show, how to get out the info, what we're talking about. I just want to let you guys know there's pattern recognition out here. I recognize the patterns of the misinformation. I can call that in a heartbeat. I recognize the administration and what they do, call it out in a heartbeat. I recognize the misdirection and or the distractions in a heartbeat. Okay, well, let's start agreeing on some of these things. Let's start agreeing that maybe you're not the smartest man in the room because you went to school for this said thing and it made you smart and you think it made you smart and it did not. It did not. All you Wall Street bros, all you CPAs, I'm talking right to you. You guys are ignorant beyond your own 2 feet because you're not willing to submit to the truth. You're not willing to submit to facts. You're not willing to submit to common sense. There's a common denominator out here, and it's your ignorance, not mine. Take that how you want. There's a dude by the name of Chris Paul. Terrible person on the court. Terrible teammate. Me personally. Hate his attitude. Hate what he stands for. The Clippers gave him his walking papers. They said, you're out of here. Go home. We don't need you. No matter how good you are, you've overstayed your welcome. And I've said that to too many people, too many times. To the guy who came into the chat and said, hey, man, tell me about this. Should we be America from all the way to Canada, all the way down to Argentina? Shouldn't it just be all America? I guess. Well, I don't know what kind of shot in the dark that was. They ain't got shit to do with what we're doing here. Dudes, just wake up at night. I just sell paint. Thank you. Tonight's show was awesome. It's not over. Let's go get it. Now, GameStop, your favorite store, currently selling 26,000 plus cards on the website. 26,118. Let's go see. That was 2 hours ago. 26,515. Sounds like we found the honeypot. Sound like we found the treasure box. Sound like we found all the inventory that Ryan Cohen said he couldn't get. Remember when Ryan said, inventory, it's really hard to get. Ryan, are you baiting people? Are you out here masturbating people? What are you doing, Ryan? You're getting them. I know you are, bro. I get it. I get it 100%. You get to tell the world, it's really hard to get these cards. But we don't want to pay 110% for them. One, he's telling his suppliers out loud, F you, I'll buy it when I want to buy it at the right price. You better find the right price. Stop playing hardball with me. I'm not budging. That's the first thing. Then he's telling his competition, when you see me stack all these damn cards, just know I paid price. I paid the cost. Now, you're going to overpay for them because you're going to have to buy them from me. That's the inventory. All you little card shops out there. It's not local card shops. It's called little card shops. Hey, all you LCSs. I know who you are, bros. Crying and shit on the internet. Oh, GameStop raised the price. Oh, my God, look at the price. Yeah. It's called business. You're going to have to buy it from us. That inventory is 26,500 strong. I remember when it was 600 just 3 months ago. Where were you? What in the world would Carmen Sandiego? No, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? What in the world would Ryan really do? What would Ryan do? WWRD. Oh, man. Let's go look. Sorry. I get excited, guys. I see that shit, I get excited. Oh! That's what I do. I just go, oh! 26,500 cards. Oh! Oh! Okay, we're going to watch this interview together. Mind you, this person's blocked. Okay? Let me see. I blocked Financial Lot. I blocked him years ago. You know why? He's a punk. He promotes every other stock. Oh, it's gross. But let's see what he has to say here.
Let me put it this way. There are, I think, 5 billionaires that came out of Palantir because they own Palantir stock.
Okay, this is Dr. Michael Burry. I know he sounds like Tony De Niro's partner, but no. He's married. He's a good investor. He knows some stuff. He's a smart guy. You got to deal with his little, little sweet tea voice, but he's okay. Here we go.
And the revenue was $4 billion or less, basically $4 billion. So the billionaires to revenue ratio was greater than 1, and I'd never seen that before.
Was that what attracted your attention in the first place?
Well, that's a cute little thing.
Yeah, it is cute.
I was like, wow,
Cute.
how did they get 5 billionaires out of that group? And so at a company that has $4 billion in revenue, and actually stock-based compensation basically would weighs almost all their income. They have to pay their people who are doing all this consulting so much in stock that they just use stock-based compensation. Then what they do is they buy that back, and the company would like you to just give them credit for, and what Wall Street generally does is they take the earnings per share and then they add back the stock-based compensation because it's non-cash, and they add it back to the earnings. And I think actually the way GAAP accounts for stock-based compensation skews low versus what it actually costs.
So if you're listening to what he's telling you that they give them shares as compensation, and then they buy back those shares, guys. Now, wouldn't you just say, well, why don't we just give them cash? Because when you're buying back the shares, it's on a different line for you. So that's what he's explaining to you. And that's what he said by the GAAP rules. But yeah, it's bullshit. It's real cash burn. It's terrible. And they're trying to manipulate ways to make it look like they're giving their executives not so many incentives, but they're actually doing more because they're actually taking away from you, the shareholder, if you ever knew how this actually works, because they're giving more shares than what they're buying back.
The real cost, you can look at how much are companies buying back to offset that dilution. And you can just take that amount and deduct it from cash flow. And so if you do that with Palantir, historically, they don't make anything. So I basically looked at the company and said, you're worth this much and you really don't make anything if it's a tiny little bit of revenue, and you have all these billionaires.
You had an argument back in 2008 for when the subprime mortgage bond market was going to start to unravel, when people are going to start to default. Do you have a timing argument for now with Palantir?
Well, I think this is the AI consulting thing. So Palantir and NVIDIA are the two luckiest companies on the planet. Neither produced a product for AI.
No, I know.
But they're the two poster children for AI.
Yes. NVIDIA was a good computer graphics chip company.
NVIDIA was a computer graphics chip. I actually knew the CFO. We talked in 2015 or 16. I went long the stock, and I said, hey, you're doing a great job. I love how you're buying back stock. Her kids was on my kids' basketball team. I think I bought the stock like a year or two later. The stock was up to it went from 20 to 90 at the time, which is like 40 cents now, but after the splits. NVIDIA was lucky. They got lucky once with the crypto mining, because crypto mining needed GPUs were they weren't custom for crypto mining. They were just the thing that was there that could be used. And then AI came along, and it's the same deal. About a year and a half to 2 years ago, Palantir was not an AI company. Basically, when ChatGPT came out, they basically put an AI cover on their applications that they were selling and then selling all this consulting on, and they call it AI. But that's what every company is doing now.
But is there a timing argument for AI then?
Yeah, so this gets to, what does this bubble look like? This bubble looks an awful lot like the dot-com bubble, which is not really a dot-com bubble. It was a data transmission bubble. It was a huge build out of fiber, and a huge fiber needed routers, and routers needed fiber, and it just blew up. So the market peak was in March 10th of 2000. Cisco grew 55% that year, revenues in 2000. And it grew 17% in 2001 because the investment continued. It actually peaked for about a year after the top in the market. And so what you can do is you can look at net investment, which is capital expenditures less depreciation.
All right.
Over time, and you can put it against GDP to kind of a nominal GDP to compare it across eras. And you get these nice mounds of investment manias. And what you see in every prior one was the relevant stock market peak was before you were even halfway done with the capital expenditure.
Huh.
In the majority of cases, the capital expenditure hadn't even peaked yet. And so right now we're ramping up for capital expenditure. And what's happened is we've gotten into this part of the phase where if you announce $1 of CapEx on AI, your market cap will go up $3 for every dollar you add. Oracle, we saw that with Oracle.
Yeah.
Giant company was up 40%, like incredible. Larry Ellison was briefly the richest man.
Yeah.
Because they announced this massive multi-hundred billions of dollars of basically spending that they would have to, well, they announced bookings, but they would have to spend. They're still building it out. It's a Palantir, or was. And so, let me put it this way. There are, I think, 5 billionaires that came out of Palantir. Because they own
that was the
Palantir's-
portion of the interview that he clipped. Good for him. So let's think about this. Let's make the full conclusion of everything that I've told you from years and years and years of doing homework on these AI stocks. So I'll make this very clear tonight because some of you guys are new, some of you guys don't know. But it was about a year and a half ago, I started reading into or understanding more about what was holding up this economy. 2 years ago, actually. 2 years ago, more than 2 years ago. I started realizing what was holding up this economy. And yes, it's everyone holding up each other. And I believe it was Nobody Special Finance who came through and said, hey, you got NVIDIA investing money back into itself, round tripping. And I didn't know to what degree. I was like, okay, so he had talked about CoreWeave. And it was to a point where I started seeing CoreWeave. And then I found super microcomputers and all the related parties. Really dove into that, really understood it, really understood ARM Holdings. Then it expanded all the way over to OpenAI in a private sector. And now you understand just how big this bubble is. The bubble you see that is called AI, artificial intelligence, and how these companies are making money, it would matter to me, and I would believe it, but there are smoke signals for everything. When you look at NVIDIA, yes, they are the number one company. When you look at OpenAI, they're the number one private company off the books. You look at CoreWeave, they're the number one private equity invested company that is basically like a shell of itself, where they're laundering money through it to use loosely. And I'm talking about private equities putting money in it and NVIDIA. But NVIDIA has to because the commitments from private equity say, we're going to push this sheet up. We're going to push you up. But at the same time, Jensen Huang has to be, ultra sensitive to this administration and their influence to his net wealth and everyone else. So right away, everyone's playing that game, the AI game of, hey, we can help you. We have this new investment. We're going to help you. So now we're NVIDIA. We're going to give $100 billion over to Oracle. Oracle's going to give $100 billion over to OpenAI and all of it around. It was more than that. And I'm just throwing out numbers in that way. But just to tell you just how ridiculous it is. Because now we're at this level where OpenAI has these commitments of $1.4 trillion. They do. They have these commitments to data centers that cannot be built. I told you, there's not enough outlets in the world. It's just not there. So this does remind me of NVIDIA. I'm sorry, of Enron. If you're familiar with Enron, Enron was in the S&P 500. It got removed in 2001. NVIDIA replaced them in the S&P. But Enron was inventing companies, shell companies, that they claimed were investing back into them. The money that they were investing back into themselves was their own money. So it was circular finance. It was round tripping. it was the invention of said dollars. I think the created demand from NVIDIA is not real. I think the created demand for their chips is self-induced. And the record states that, it shows that. And I think there's some real creative art accounting happening, because these accounting firms are all doing pretty much the same thing. And I'm going to explain this to like this little degree to you. NVIDIA had $11 billion worth of cash last quarter. They committed $7 billion of it to CoreWeave. That would leave them with $4 billion. Mysteriously, this quarter, NVIDIA raised $60 billion. Mathematically, it's impossible. To show it on the sheet is embarrassing. And for people to not understand that number, we'll go look at NVIDIA's accounts receivable. And I want to explain it to you the best way I can. The accounts receivable is money they have not received yet. Their commitments. The commitments used to make up, because they are doing mark-to-market accounting, they're counting those dollars on their report today. That's when you front load your number. You count the whole contract as cash today, even though you have not received the cash in full. This is called a running ledger. It's mark-to-market accounting. So if they were doing X amount of sales, here's the revenue. 45% of their revenue was accounts receivable 6 quarters ago. Fast forward to this year, just this last couple of weeks when they announced earnings, their AR, accounts receivable, is now 58%, 13% higher. Doesn't matter where the revenue goes, because the revenue has increased as well. But for the accounts receivable to make up 13 more percent and 58% total, meaning that money is not there. Then you go read the fine print, the footnotes of the 10Q, and it tells you 4 companies make up 60% of all of their revenue. 4 companies. That is a very bad thing. The commitments from those companies matter more to NVIDIA than they do to those companies, to themselves. Like, the amount of market cap and the amount of cap expense is something that can't be sustained. It can't. Because these companies are going to dry up, and they're not going to invest the money at that rate. It's just the truth. It's going to happen. You tell me we're building out infrastructure forever. These chips are obsolete the next week. So when you look at something like CoreWeave, a little parent company, a little company, a partnership company to NVIDIA, NVIDIA is a monster compared to this damn thing. But NVIDIA, all of a sudden, this company over here that was private went public after it raised $10 billion of debt off of their inventory that they bought from NVIDIA. And NVIDIA, in turn, has a portfolio that is 91% of this company called CoreWeave. They actually own a majority of shares for CoreWeave. So CoreWeave, in debt to private equity, $9 billion upside down, leveraged all their inventory, the chips they bought, they leveraged them for cash. Those chips are depreciating in value. Compute usage is down, age is down, and they have to get new chips anyway. So these are obsolete, but yet they're using them. They're getting value from them. And every bit of dollars, the $2 billion these guys give to CoreWeave to invest, they're investing into their investment. They're propping up their investment. They invest $2 billion over here. CoreWeave is then in turn doing a $2 billion buyback. They're buying chips, $2 billion worth. Where did they get the $2 billion from? The exact number was $2.3 billion. It's criminal, man. And I'm not talking about what they're doing is criminal. It's just criminal that no one on Wall Street will talk the common sense talk that is deserved in America today. The books are cooked. Now, there's a lot of footnotes to read. There's a lot of fine print to read. And I'm doing the same with GameStop. I'm doing the same with all my investments. But for those mega stocks, those hyperscalers as they call them, they're going to be the reason this thing crumbles. But they're not the reason. They're the excuse. The reason is greed. The reason is envy. The reason is it's time to cash out. Only people are going to lose are going to be retirement funds, investment funds. It's not going to be rich people. Rich people are not going to lose. They already cashed out. They're already sitting on sidelines, and or they never get touched because they've been receiving these bonuses and these, board of director payments, all that. But yeah, the average American is going to lose because those teacher pensions are in these stocks. All the retirement funds are in these stocks. They're in private equity. That's why there's cooked books on First Brands. There's cooked books right now on CoreWeave. I'm a betting man. And my money is against CoreWeave, against Palantir, and against NVIDIA. And I'm the only guy willing to stand on my 10 toes and say it. And I've been saying it for 2 years now. I was going into Twitter Spaces calls battling people about this shit 2 years ago. You've been wrong for 2 years, Marantz. You missed out on these runs. No, I didn't. My appetite for risk is not there. I'm happy to buy GameStop at $20 and a whole lot of it. That's what I'm happy to do. So, not going to get me off of it. Now, I told you I'd go over GameStop and their earnings, and I know it's been a long show. So I might just save it for tomorrow because it's already 9 o'clock. And I got things to do. So, don't want to say I lied. I just looked at it and it's 9 o'clock. I'm tired, bros. I got things to do, people to see. If you guys need any help with anything, I'm here to help you. The text says Apollo is one of the firms that led the significant debt financing round for CoreWeave. Oh, I know that. May 2025, Apollo, along Blackstone and others, provided $7.5 billion in debt financing to CoreWeave to help fund the expansion of its data centers and AI infrastructure. Wow. Well, check this out. It wasn't just the money. Because if you know, a lot of them cashed the debt for equity. Go look at it. I already saw it. It's like $1 billion worth of equity. But they went public. Recognize patterns. I saw AMC do this same thing. AMC leveraged their sheet, bought dead movie theaters, did everything. They were down $2 billion, $1 billion, and they went public. And then they go public with all that debt. They don't care. Nobody knows it. Public doesn't know it. Everybody comes pouring in. Their value went crazy sky high, and they leverage it again. If you didn't see CoreWeave was offering their shares for Core Scientific at a value. And that was when their stock price was. Now it's come back down to earth, but still, it's still overvalued. They're not a $30 billion company. They lose $1 billion a year, and they have no cash, and they owe the world money. How the hell is it an investment you want to make? Their sheet's crazy upside down. It's not GameStop. GameStop's the best company in the world. GameStop's worth 10x that company. GameStop's a $300 billion company tonight. And what does that do for your share price? Well, I hope you like 12x, because we can go 12x times the current share price right now, and you tell me where you would be. I'm looking at $240 a share. What kind of money is that in my pocket? I don't know. Over $500 million, $500,000, whatever the hell it is. And that's just to start, kids. It's GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. I'm going to be back tomorrow, millionaires. I hope you like the longer format. It is a long show. I get it. It's a lot. It took a lot of energy out of me, but I know I need to do this more often, so I'm going to keep doing my best. I'm going to try to stay young. I hope you guys do it too. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. I'll see you around, millionaires. Peace.